Preview.
Episode 38, Mainline Marlins podcast. I'm not wearing a Marlins hat today.
I saw that.
Because all the ones I've tried, we haven't won with. So I'm going back to, I was wearing this one on Saturday when we won 12-7. I'm going to just keep wearing it.
Were you wearing that? That's a good looking hat. I like
Rod Bender's, one of my favorite places in Cutler Ridge or Cutler Bay, I guess. Man, what a that was a tough one to watch. It was almost a repeat of the Sandy deal when they left him in a little bit too long and he got no run support. And then Zach Pop gave up a grand slam.
The grand slam.
I don't even think that would have mattered. Let's just go with 2-0. We couldn't score any runs. We got no bats. The catcher position is suspect at best. Wallach was terrible. Alfaro is equally bad. We got to and now what are we going to do? We're on a road trip playing the two best teams in the National League East, Mets and then Braves. And they hadn't determined
the Mets, and I got to say something
today, but I have a feeling it's either going to be Neidert or Campbell. I think Castano they got to bring him up. I don't like Campbell that much. Do you?
It's a little early in the season. It's interesting. I was thinking about I don't know what site it was on, but on my timeline it showed that the Marlins were flying out last night.
I saw. Yeah, I watched it.
Well, they get in at 1. They get up at 1 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah. So
they're going to get in at 1 in the morning, and they got to play today at 1.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't get easier. Like, it's funny. Like,
they got an off day tomorrow, though.
Yeah, but still, it's just a tough. They're on the road, and it's like this is often how it happens, right? Like you got to figure it out, and you're in extremely hostile conditions.
Literally, they could come back home 1-11.
Yeah,
that's actually
that's a great. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Is this could get real ugly,
real quick,
and we've seen that in the past where they get. It's like we talk about a lot of times in life, like you got to stay in the lane of success, right? You got to be in the lane. You don't have to be at the top. You don't want to be at the bottom. You want to be at the lane. And it's like, we're quickly going to find ourselves out of the lane of success, right? It's very early in the season. There's no such thing as a must win a weekend.
Right.
But if, you come back 1-11, that's a big hole for a young team to try to dig themselves out.
Yeah. And look, there's really, for yesterday's game, there's, obviously the bats continue to be cold, but very poor management of the pitching staff. I think they left Pablo in way too long. His pitch count should have been 85, at the most 90. He ends up going deep into the 90s. Then he gives up that bomb. And then you bring in Floro for that 1/3. You should have left him in. What was wrong with him? Then you bring in Simber. He gives up another hit, not a home run, but gives up another run.
Yep.
So I would have, if it was me, I would have brought in Floro a little bit earlier. Then we might have avoided all that. Yeah, sure. It still might have been 2-0, but 2-0 isn't as bad as 7-0.
Yep.
And we just couldn't claw back. And then Brian Anderson took the ball deep in that ballpark. The ballpark just was not kind to him at all. Yeah, that last one I thought for sure was going to be out.
A tough homestand.
Ooh, rough. Especially against the Cardinals. That's a team we should at least won out of
three. This is one of those things, though, it reminds me of the NFL season where you lose, or a college season really more, where college football where you lose an early game and then it's like, actually Northwestern's a great team, or
right.
And I think that we're going to find, I actually think the Cardinals are a lot better. And I think that's one of the things that could happen is like, the good side of this is we've played the Mets a lot this year.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's afraid of the Mets.
Right.
And we'll see, like if you go in and somehow come out tonight with a win, you rest, you maybe can turn things around. But now we're
going to throw a young kid to the Wolves at Citi Field.
Yeah.
On the big stage in New York City.
Do you know what the weather's going to be like?
Let's
ask our fact checker.
Denise should know. All these
the weather today
in
New York.
And NYC weather. Ooh, 55 and sunny.
So good baseball weather.
Perfect.
It's not a problem.
Perfect. And then Saturday, 61 and cloudy. For the
I want to talk about
series.
something happier. Did you see this thing about these Nike special uniforms?
No. Oh, you mean the City Connect uniform?
The City Connect uniform?
Yeah. So I saw the Boston ones that are like a tribute to the Boston Marathon.
And it was,
so they're yellow with the Boston, like the old school Boston writing, like on the side of the Boston police cars. And then it's got the.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I kind of.
I hated it. I was like, ugh.
What are ours going to look like?
I know that's
Miami
the thing.
Vice something?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be very. It is
it's
interesting.
Be Vice something.
We were
or that or the red.
We were one of like 6 teams selected. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that I don't know if anyone likes that Boston uniform. That was did not make me think of Boston.
No, but it was a good tribute though.
I think. Theoretically, I don't know in execution. It was
right.
It's interesting.
I think how many games do they have to wear it for? Like 1 or 2 games. Like
this yellow thing is interesting because to me it always looks like a California thing, like it's either an Oakland A's or a Lakers thing. And so like the other day when they call them the trophy golds that the Heat wore. Did you see those?
Yeah. Those are terrible.
Yeah, people were just like, "What? That's not our colors. Like we don't like it." Like it was interesting.
Right. I think if anything, it's going to be some kind of Vice theme. With the pink and the teal blue or whatever.
Yeah,
pastel blue. Yeah, maybe we could wear like those like you be Crockett and I'll be Tubbs, or I'll be Crockett, you be Tubbs, and we'll wear our little coats, white jackets and then little pastel shirts for one show. That would be hilarious.
So yeah, it's the team's gonna have to do some soul searching, and find a way to win.
Mel Stoudemire's got to. I mean, I'm just gonna straight put it out there, man. Like maybe list your house because you're not gonna be here if you continue this not shenanigans. Seriously, this guy's screwing up. That's 2 perfectly good starts by our best top 2 guys that he managed to squander. And
it's interesting.
And then Pablo had to take the loss, which is even more disgusting.
At
least Sandy didn't get hit with the L.
More ignominious. It's interesting. I don't know how, sometimes there's things that you can fix and there's other things you can't fix, where when you're this idea of how do you fix a catcher in mid-season, right? I mean, it's like it is interesting that we're in this situation. There's other things you can do, shore up, but that I move some things around. But when you're having trouble at catcher, that's a real problem.
Right. Just remember, man, Sandy Leon is in the fish tank. There's no reason they can't bring him up and send Wallach down. I mean, that would be the first move I would do. And that guy's got World Series experience. And so far, the other guy that we got, Dylan Flora, who in the beginning, I was like, this guy doesn't look like he's going to pan out. He's been pretty good. And I felt really bad for that kid, Zach Pop. Walks the first 2 guys, hits the other guy. And then, do you see his hand? Like it was all bruised up. Yeah, that was going to hurt today.
Oh yeah.
But then he got stuck there, and I'm like, oh man, this is not going to end well for him. Especially after he had that awesome tweet about, thank you so much. It was incredible. My first start, and all my dreams came true. And then last night, all your dreams were shattered, and you're probably going to
nightmare. Welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah, you're going to Beloit or worse. Yeah. So. Look, I mean, today's a 1:10 start for the Marlins. I'm guessing it's going to be Neidert or Campbell. Castano is not on that. I don't think he got on the plane, but he better. I mean, they might have to fly him up there because I think we're going to have 5.
Yeah,
we're going to have 5 rotations. So they're not. I can't remember who the Mets have going today because their pitcher was actually. Oh, Walker. So I'm not afraid of that guy.
We saw him
a couple times. And look, the last spring training game that I went to in Jupiter, which was the last one of the season, was against the Mets, and we handled them pretty easily.
Yep.
So I don't think I'm afraid about the Mets. I think I'm afraid about us more than anything. Yeah. Well, we got to get it together. And look, and they're guys, like JJ Bleday and other guys that we can start to. Once
again, I go back to
season starts, get them prepared.
But it's like a total collapse in that pitching is okay, giving up in bad spots, giving up a lot of runs in bad spots.
Right.
No production of the bats. The bats you can shuffle around. Pitching we can figure out. It's early in the season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts here, but I'm not hopeless about this. I think
No, me either.
And it's going to be interesting to watch. So,
and we're all in, man. I mean, the season's just begun, and we're gonna have to either suffer through it or figure out a way to get some W's. So anyway, that's it. 1 o'clock game start or 1:10 start today. I think it's going to be.
What time are we on tomorrow?
I don't know. What's the schedule there, Denise? I think it's early. 8:45.
8:45. We're gonna have a Canes update. The Canes beat FIU this week.
They swept them,
and gonna do that. And then they're going up to Pittsburgh. We're gonna get a preview of the series up at.
They should be able to handle them pretty easily. Yeah. So as that starts to draw closer to super regional, the Canes are still a top 20 team, and we'll see how far they can go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those SEC schools, though. Mississippi State or Arkansas.
Yeah, they're playing good ball.
Yeah,
but we'll talk tomorrow.
Big time. So tomorrow we'll do a little college ball, and hopefully we'll be reporting a Marlin win. So, all right, episode 38 in the books. Go.
Thank you. Have a good Thursday.
Thanks, Denise.
Preview.